Hey everybody, so today we're going to craft a Hellfire Amulet for the first time. Now you still need the same 4 legendary crafting materials that you needed for the Hellfire Ring. The only difference now is that you need 10 Forgotten Souls to go along with those 4 crafting materials. And you still farm it the same way. You still have to farm Acts 1 through 4 to get the keys from the key wardens to then craft the infernal machines at the blacksmith, and then from there you go open the portals and fight the bosses, and they have a chance to drop the 4 crafting materials. Now this amulet is extremely good. Basically what it does is it rolls 4 primaries, and then one of the secondaries is actually a 5th passive slot that it can roll. So you can have up to 5 passives now. Obviously that's extremely powerful, but it's going to take you a good while to actually farm one up that is good for the build that you're running, because you're going to want to, whatever the element type is that you're running in your build, it always rolls the main stat that you need. Crit chance, crit damage is pretty much the setup every class wants, and then on top of that you need to roll the passive you're looking for the particular build that you're running. So the task of actually getting a good Hellfire Amulet should take some time unless you get extremely lucky, which is good. It's nice to have some targeted grinds in Diablo, opposed to just grinding rifts aimlessly looking for items that you may never see, like a Star Metal Kukri or something like that. This gives you a little bit more focus, which is always a good thing in a game like this. Now, the one thing that I do wish is that the Ubers themselves were a little bit more difficult. I feel like they're really easy to just spam them all day long, and they don't have a 100% chance to drop the crafting materials. I would much rather them be a little bit harder, but then drop the crafting materials 100% of the time on Torment 6. But with that said, you still get the design for the Hellfire Amulet from Squirt here in Act 2, just like you did with the ring. So after you get that, from there what you're going to do is you're going to go to the various acts and farm your keys from the key wardens. So in Act 1, the key warden is in the Fields of Misery. In Act 2, the key warden is in Dalgate Oasis. In Act 3, the key warden will be found in Stonefort. And then in Act 4, Silver Spire level 1 was where the key warden is. And they'll be anywhere in those maps, just randomly around the map. And they also do not have a 100% chance to drop keys, so even on Torment 6, it may take you a little while to get the keys together to make the infernal machines. So after you get the keys, you're going to go over to the blacksmith and craft your infernal machines. You need 4 of them. Now, I would strongly suggest doing this in a party. That way you can share machines with your friends. I think that's the way the majority of people do it, unless you're like trying to see if you can just solo Ubers for the first time or something like that. But it's always better to do it in a party. It's much more efficient that way. So after you do that, after you craft the machines, you're going to go to Act 1. You go ahead and go into the house up here. Now, sometimes there's like a little barricade in front of the door. Just break it with whatever ability. And then from here, you're going to click on your infernal machine in your inventory. You're going to right click it, and it'll open up a portal. Go inside, and that's where the boss will be. I actually just killed a boss right here, but this is where the bosses are. Kill them. Hopefully they drop your material you're looking for. And then from there, you're going to go to the jeweler. So we'll go to the jeweler here in just a minute and go ahead and craft one of these bad boys. Hopefully it rolls well. More than likely it's going to be garbage, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, the randomness of getting the stat you want and the passive you want is a little bit tough, to say the least. Especially from what I've seen. I've been watching a few streams here lately. People, they're having a tough time. But, like you see right there, there's a ton of different passives. Now, some of the builds, like the pet builds, there's about like 6 to 8 passives that you could hit that, like 4 or 5 of them would be like really good, and then maybe 2 or 3 of them would be okay and would still be usable. So here we go, we got it crafted. The Hellfire Amulet with Rush of Essence, unfortunately. It did roll 10 crit, but not great. If it would have rolled any decent passive, I would have actually thought about using it. Rerolling to an element type more than likely, or crit damage would have been okay. Like something like Grave Injustice, Pierce the Veil, Midnight Feast would have been good. Even Spirit Vessel, Fetish Sycophants, any of those would have been fine. I would have even taken Gruesome Feast or Fierce Loyalty or something along those lines. That would have been fine too. Like I said, that's the way it goes. Don't get too discouraged if you craft 5 or 10 of these things and don't find a good one. Just kind of how it is with something like this. And it should be that way. You know, it's better that it's going to take a while to find a really good one. They've definitely, with the changes to Kadala and how easy it was for people to grind up their set items here recently, has really like turned a lot of people off from the game. There's a lot of players that just don't really want to play because of that. So they definitely need to make some targeted farming like this that actually takes some time to do. This is a game where if you get all the items right away, it's not fun. You know, the fun of the game is the kind of grind and the journey to being really, really strong. But maybe Rush of Essence will be good one of these days and we can make use of this thing. That's about it for the most part. I mean, I think this is a step in the right direction, and hopefully this video will help anybody out that hasn't done Ubers before. The majority of you, I'm sure, have, but anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.